something unique about every Western athlete. They, along with the rest of the student body, have that Western spirit Dr. Henry Hardin Cherry, Western's founder, talked about. But Jim Weaver has a distinction nobody else can lay claim to. He is believed to be the first Western alum to play professional sports. After a three-sport career on the Hill, Weaver played all or parts of 8 seasons, from 1928 through 1939, as a pitcher for the Washington Senators, New York Yankees, St. Louis Browns, Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Cincinnati Reds. Weaver won 57 games in his major league career while maintaining a 3.88 earned run average. His 6'7", 230-pound frame earned him the name Big Ick, and he was a big force for the Hilltopper football teams the 1920s as a defensive lineman, punter, and offensive back. And of course, he was the ace of the 1926 and 27 Hilltopper baseball teams. An early example of that Western spirit, 1997 Western Athletic Hall of Fame inductee Jim Big Ick Weaver.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here this afternoon back on the Hill to pay tribute to my father. I'm sure that he would be exceptionally proud, with pride, humility, and to be honored by his fellow athletes to be inducted into this great Hall of Fame. My mother sends her regrets. She's 93, living in Lakeland, Florida, and her physician says that she should not travel. With me this afternoon is my younger brother Lloyd, and our older brother Kenneth. He did not make it either because of his health. We would like to recognize the other people who have made it here this afternoon with us at our table, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, and other relatives. Would you please stand? Jay Hickman at the table is in teaching and coaching in Lakeland, Florida, and is a Western graduate. Jimmy Weaver is a Western graduate as well. So you're looking at today 3 generations of Western Hilltopper graduates, and we're proud of that. When I flew out of Tampa and left my mother's home in Lakeland, she said, be sure to tell everybody that they remember Arnold Winkenhofer, Carlos Oakley, and again Gander Terry, who at that time in the 25s, you got to understand, things were a little different on the Hill. She does remember the bridge very vividly. I think there were some very fond memories of things that went on near and around the bridge. She too stayed at Potter Hall, such as I did in my time here, and that was quite an enjoyment. I can recall when my father brought me to Western right out of high school, and Jack Clayton was here, Coach Clayton, and they were eating in the basement of Potter Hall, and they went down and got Coach Griffin. He came up, and I'm standing there first time away from home like, and he says, well, Coach, here he is, see ya. He turned around and walked off, and there I was, and that's the way he was, the way my father approached it. Coming to Western back in those days, he was a tall, lanky fellow, 6'7", 230 pounds or so. And back in the mid-20s, that was big. Today, that's average size Major League Baseball pitcher, but not then. And he and they did enjoy their time here, and we have had some memories of tales that we have from them. Excuse me. But I cannot relate to them only from what we have been told. And it was a trying time to get on the Hill at the very beginning, because when they left Fulton, they didn't have a lot of money because they were in the rural part of Fulton, Kentucky. And he had $2 or $3, and his daddy gave him the money. He came to Bowling Green, and he either got the scholarship and stayed here and played and learned his education, or he found work here in order to get back home. There was no other way out of it. So it was quite a thing. And I'm sure that Lloyd can relate to some situations as well.
Many years ago, a speech teacher by the name of Dr. Miller, Jerry Wilder will remember Dr. Miller, I think we're in the same class, said, someday you're going to be totally surprised when you have to make an impromptu talk. I did not dream that it would be again on the Hill that would happen. I didn't dream that my brother would be the one who did it to me. But Mom and Dad both loved Western. There's no question about it. When I was just a very small child, I can remember so often being brought to Western. And that's where it started for me. I remember as a teenager, and you know how you are when a teenager, being dragged to Western. And as Johnny Vance said, he made a very wise decision. For me, the decision was cast. When I graduated for high school, the road only went one way, and that was down 31W to Western. And that's where we were. I know Mom, Dad, both are very proud of this, very honored. I thank you.
My father met